welcome out to 515 Churchman. We're in Beech Grove, which is a nice little community on the southeast side. Looking at this property today for an investor and potentially for a flip. Churchman is a slightly busier road, with Emerson being that way, and I'm not sure exactly what's this way. This whole neighborhood to the north is a lot of 1940s builds, and this house is 1951, and I believe the neighborhood is mostly 1950s moving south towards 465. One car garage. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see what the driveway looks like just because of the snow. We got Bedford stone on some of the house, and then you kind of have a mixture of vinyl, some wood, some more vinyl, some very large bushes out front. Just from the front, looks like pretty large vinyl windows. They look decent enough. You got your gas meter here and a small stoop leading into the home. And like I said, this property is for flip. So you can see the property is currently winterized. Right when you come in, you got this tile. Looks like there used to be carpet. Carpet was probably in pretty bad shape, so they went ahead and removed that. In most cases, nowadays, people are doing recessed lights instead of that light here in the center. You can see they did it here in the front, but not usually the case. Like I said, windows look decent. Floors are a little bit squeaky. I don't know if you'd refinish these, or, I mean, clearly they were painted white at some point, which leads me to believe that a dog was peeing on them, or some sort of animal had peed on that. And then I guess this is the garage. It is. It's a pretty large one car. Door to the back here. You got some windows, which, let's see what kind of windows these are. Also, the vinyl windows. Like I said, it's a pretty large one car. Looks like this used to be previous access into a crawl space, and I'm guessing that this was an addition onto the home and they didn't want to accidentally drive into the crawl. While we're here, we'll go ahead and take a look at the backyard. So this is a sliding glass door for that back room. I'm not sure if you saw the back room when I walked in. We got about 9 inches of snow the other day. It's about 25 degrees right now. It's starting to melt down, but you'll see some areas of low snow, some areas of high snow as you get drifting and things like that. It's really hard to tell what the roof looks like. Yard is a pretty decent size. It's not huge, but it's not overly small. The entire back of the house is vinyl siding. Looks like a pretty dated air conditioner. And you got a covered patio. Now there's a few different layers of concrete here. You can see this guy, and then this looks more like dirt. For a flip, I would probably go ahead and have that extended all the way under the entire porch there. You got some trees hanging out above the roof. They're not the biggest trees in the world, but you might want to cut them back. And then soffits are hanging low. I'm just guessing the gutters are probably full. Now, from a yard perspective, this isn't necessarily the prettiest to have these trees blocking your view. You would usually want those to be kind of on the back, which they already have some evergreens back there blocking that house right behind. So that's a decent feature that you don't have to necessarily worry about. Sliding glass door from here looks like it's in pretty good shape. I'll have a better look at it. Now, I mentioned that I think this garage was probably an addition. That's just my guess. But something kind of weird. This garage has got distracted here. Here's another old crawl space access. This garage has skylights, so you don't see that a lot. Coming back into the living room. Hallway this way, which is going to have all the bedrooms. Very traditional setup. Kitchen has a laminate floor, which they left down because they probably thought it looked good enough. I would say any investor would probably tear that out, is my guess. Older cabinets that have been painted white and then laminate. It pretty rental grade at the moment. Not the worst cabinets in the world if you're going for the low end flip, but if you want to go a little higher, you can go ahead and change that out. You could knock out this wall, but the problem with knocking out that wall is that you start to lose a lot of cabinet space here. This is a back room, which we kind of looked at from the other side. I feel like this section is on a crawl space as well. Windows are in pretty good shape. It looks like so far we're looking at a lot of paint, drywall touch-up, flooring. Depending on the comparables, you may want to keep these cabinets as I mentioned. You can see the ceiling is stained because this microwave just vents out the top here. I'm guessing the filter's pretty rough. We've already looked at that door. Let's go and check out the basement and then we'll go to the bedrooms from there. So I lied when I said those were crawl space accesses. Those were old basement windows and people did not want to crash through the basement. I'm just kind of getting my bearings here. All right, so I'm gonna take a wild guess at this basement flooded at one point. You have these walls that have been built, but all the drywall is gone. You got random ductwork that is hanging down, it goes to nowhere. Washer and dryer setup. Most likely a 100 amp panel. A little dark, I can't really tell what the floor joists look like. What I can tell you is from this side, this wall looks good. If I come this way, I don't know if you can see it in the video. Actually, look at that pillar right there. You can see there is a little bit of a bow. I've seen much worse. You can see that bow along with that settlement crack. What I will tell you is it's continually moving. You got somebody tried to fix it. That's not really fixing it, but they tried to fix it at one point and then it's re-cracked. So it's got some movement. You got a little bit of mold down here. But I will say it's not an extremely humid basement. It doesn't smell, although I see more mold down the other side, which we'll point at in just a second. Somebody went to Indiana State. This is for your old oil tank. And this is the garage on this side, so you're not likely going to get a lot of water over here. This is the front of the house, which This foundation looks decent. We got a decent amount of movement here. Stair step cracking, and then, yeah, that's what I was looking for right there. So your main water line. You get a little bit of water that comes in probably off this corner, likely a gutter problem, which is also why you're getting this stair step cracking. But you're also getting this wall to bow in. That's a pretty good one. And then more stair step cracking again on the corner, which is common-ish. The biggest issues here is going to be this and how you rectify that. And I don't even want to pretend to know how much that's going to be. Water heater looks like it's in pretty good condition. Sorry, I'm just a little quiet. The furnace is about to kick up. Looks like you got a new furnace by A Perfect Climate in 2017. Looks decent enough from the front. And then your plumbing. We're sitting right under a bathroom. You got all this cast iron plumbing with a little bit of PVC. That's about it for the basement. The basement's not terrible, except for this wall. Like, overall, it can be worked with if we can figure out how to fix that. Now, if you remember, on that side of the house, there was those trees. You probably got gutters full of leaves, water just pouring on the foundation there. And over time, the hydrostatic pressure just pushes in on that wall. And from there is it's trying to find a way in. So this is just a big closet right above the stairs. It's kind of an old school light. Old school floors. Kind of an interesting setup for the bathroom. They clearly wanted some sort of storage. Somebody's been peeing in here. They wanted some sort of storage, but it just feels very closed off. I would probably, if you could somewhere else, go ahead and remove that. You're probably gonna redo these cabinets anyway. You'll likely redo this whole bathroom, actually. Bathrooms are small, they're relatively cheap. This is one of the smaller bedrooms in the front. Like I said before, all the windows look pretty good. This looks like it's about 8 by 9, 9 by 9. Oh, 10 by 11, which for some reason I don't believe that. I took 3 steps there. That's 9 feet, and then it's an 8 by 9. That is a lie. Coming over here, you can see what these floors look like. It's kind of a shame they've been killed over. So they're considering this the master bedroom. It's a pretty small one. 13 by 11 is what they're saying. With these properties, you're trying to find some value add here. I'd love to add a second bathroom, which it doesn't look like you're going to be able to on these bedrooms. So the question is, can you do a master suite somewhere in the basement, or smaller bedroom downstairs, combine 2 of the bedrooms here? At least with this video, you get some of the floor plan. So that is it for this home. And if you want to pursue this any further, I can definitely pull comps and look to see kind of what it would take to get this fixed. There's some settling there, some settling on that door frame, but that is about it. It's not in the worst condition. Your probably biggest random expense is that foundation wall. So, all right, let me know if you're interested and we can move forward.